What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We just got Starbucks. We got some like dessert type Starbucks. We don't normally do this, but we decided to treat ourselves and treat our little cousin that's been wanting to do Starbucks forever, and we had to tell her to wait. So we're now finally doing it. Super good. You want to tell them what we got because you're the one who orders it.
Alright, so the drink is called basically a caramel ribbon frappuccino. Caramel ribbon crunch frappuccino. It has extra caramel and it has the cookie crumbles on top. And so it looks like a dessert once you get done with it, but it looks really good.
I was super high in calories, so I don't technically would recommend this for like every day, but I think for a treat, it's okay. And we haven't had Starbucks in like, well, I haven't had it since, you know, before January. I can't even tell you the last time I had Starbucks, to be real. It's probably been like close to a year, so enjoying that. I even tracked it, so I'm not going to technically go overboard, but it doesn't give me a lot of food to play with. But we're heading to the park now. Got Ari in the back, cousins in front of us.
I tracked it as well, so I really won't be able to play much around with food either today. At the same time, we owed her this, so we had to get it done. That way, from now till July 4th will be my next cheat meal. So from now till, what's the day? June 6th? No. Yeah, June 6th. Right?
Yeah, about a month.
Yeah, about a month will be my next cheat meal, depending on how I look from then on. So.
And I have a little bit of an update as well about competing or not. I know last video I said I'm like 95% sure I'm going to compete. Well, now it's more like I'm really not sure. Like, I want to, but I know I desperately need to build some muscle, especially if I want to go pro and compete in the pro league and go somewhere with it. I need to build some muscle. And so I'm just really torn on what to do, because deep down I know I want to be able to take off season, but then again I get a lot of people in my head that like want me to compete again. It's kind of hard because I don't want to let nobody down, you know, like I don't know yet. So I'm just telling you guys that now. I don't know what I'm going to do, but right now my mind is set on having an off season, but you never know. I like to change my mind. Oh gosh.
No, staying on top of it.
It's gonna get dead. Oh, we gotta go press the button.
You gotta chill. You're still hanging on. Barely.
Alright.
What's up, guys? It's a couple hours later from the park. That was a lot of fun. Ari really enjoyed it. We didn't really think about her getting into the splash pad. That wasn't our idea, but we just let her and she had a blast. but we wanted to sit down and talk about our experience with NPC versus OCB, because it's been almost exactly 4 years since we competed in NPC. And then James did it hasn't been 4 years for him, but 4 years since we both competed together on an NPC show. I wanted to compare the drug tested organization versus the non-drug tested organization. So, do you want to start talking about how you felt about?
I think it's a little bit more open. Like open meaning in NPC you don't have to be drug tested.
Right.
In OCB you have to be drug tested. And I say NPC is more open because of the not drug testing, which I don't like. It's because, not saying I wouldn't do the NPC Federation again. I will, hopefully. But I think with the restrictions in OCB, I think it's more fair, I would say, because it's got more saturated. I never can say that word. Saturated. Excuse me. It's saturated by people who take drugs a lot.
Yeah, let's start by saying we are not against anybody taking drugs. It's not for us, but I just don't understand it. But if you want to, go for it. Just not for us.
I just think it gives a fair chance more so in the OCB because you have people who aren't on drugs. And I can't say they aren't, because you still, once you win the show, you still have to get tested to make sure you are qualified. Which means, I don't know if you want to go on that, but
yeah, if you win a show, you have to get drug tested.
Yeah, you have to get drug tested.
Before then, it's a polygraph.
Yeah, before then it's polygraph. But once you say you win the show, you still have to give a P test to make sure you're not on drugs. So it doesn't still technically qualify you until you do that. And so
yeah, as a professional,
yeah,
right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, if you
the win in general.
Like if you win the pro, like if you win the show and qualify to be a pro, you have to pass your piss test in order to be classified as a pro. Because if you don't and you are sampled out with drugs in your system, then you lose that title.
After you become pro, they randomly drug test and all that. So anyway, so another question would be, what's the pros to the NPC versus and the cons?
I would say time. That's a con.
Time on stage?
Yeah.
So that's a con for, yeah.
NPC, they only give you 5 seconds?
Yeah. OCB
basically
gave so much more time than NPC. We were on stage for 10 minutes doing comparisons, and then they gave us up to a minute to do our individual routines, which is amazing because NPC gives 10 seconds. And then when I went to compete in comparisons, we were up there for a minute. It's they already knew who they wanted in the first call outs without even looking at anybody. So it was crazy. So OCB has the win on the time for sure.
The pros to that is you do the Olympia that everybody knows. If you ever get to that stage, mm-hmm. you get to do the Olympia. OCB is more it's called the Yorton Cup. Or,
it's not as popular.
Yeah,
but
it's not as popular, and there's other ones too. That's not just technically the Yorton Cup, but there's their Olympia, which is not not as popular as NPC's Olympia.
They're posing, for NPC versus OCB. What do you think about that?
It's different, but I would say it's not really a con on any of it. It's still a pro because you still do the same kind of techniques. It's just you don't necessarily have to do quarter turns at NPC, but OCB you have to do kind of quarter turns to where, which I don't know how to really describe it because I know some people, if they're watching this, don't really know what quarter turns are. Basically
NPC, he would face the front and then he would face the back.
Yeah.
With a quarter turn, he faces front, side, and back.
Yeah.
So did you like that or no? You can be honest.
I can't really say I didn't like it because it was my first time doing OCB. So
you just wasn't prepared.
I just wasn't prepared.
What did you think about the backstage experience from OCB versus NPC?
NPC I would say is a lot better.
NPC's better?
No, OCB.
Oh, OCB's
because
better.
I feel like the money you pay for NPC you should get more value for it. Like overall, Backstage was a lot better in OCB than NPC because that's the only thing that kind of threw me off last time, because here in Oklahoma, where we're at, is NPC. We had the same. We was going to this one school. I liked the school, and then we couldn't go to that school anymore. I guess just because of renovations that they're having. And then we went to this other school, and like the pump up room, we literally had to pump up in a hallway with literally like nothing to pump up with. And so, but OCB, we had like our own backstage, and the stage itself is a lot better, just the way they put on for it.
So let's talk about the fees and stuff. What do you think about that, or do you want me to talk about it?
You can talk about it.
Okay, so NPC is definitely more expensive to compete at. I just feel honestly like when you buy your membership fees, you pay for all the classes, you book your hair, makeup, hotel, everything like that. I just feel like honestly, just for how much time you get on stage, just doesn't feel like it's worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like our memberships were a lot cheaper with OCB. Our membership fee and our class fees were so much cheaper. We got so much more time on stage, even though I was hurting because I was posing so hard. But it was just like so much more worth it, in my opinion.
But also to add to that too, it's like the difference between membership fees too is you pay a lesser price on membership fees in the OCB, but you also have, from what she said, I think you said a yearly. Yeah. Like you have a yearly membership, but say for instance you bought it. This is June, and the year is over in December. So basically, if you bought a membership for the NPC in June, your membership will be outdated in December.
Yeah. But OCB, you're able to use it all the way up till June, the next June, which is amazing to me. What did you think about the experience backstage with other competitors, or, you know, like the conversations or the how, you know, what do you think about that? Like experience.
I think it was more laid back in OCB.
What about the people?
Like an NPC?
Well, OCB, whatever.
I think, no, they were cool. I mean, I've never had a really bad experience with that.
Have you had any experiences with NPC?
Not, or like bad. It's always been dudes that I competed with that I know personally. But I think it depends on the people. Honestly, I think OCB people, from what I noticed, is if I was to answer this question, it's just like they seem like they were more open to talking, and then NPC is like more people were like, focus is the wrong word, but it was like,
in my experience, and I really hate to say this, but I had such a better experience with OCB when it came to other competitors, because I had a experience in NPC. There was a girl that had a suit that looked just like mine. It was like the same color. My first show, my suit was purple with the blue rhinestones on them, whatever, and her suit was pretty identical. And I went up to her, or she was standing by me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love your suit, it looks so good on you. She literally just kind of looked me up and down and didn't say a word to me. No thank you, no nothing. And I was like being nice, like I was like, it looks really good on you, and like it looked like my suit. But like, yeah, so I'm a super nice person, and it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I did meet one friend now from that competition, but besides that, it wasn't all that to me. Like but OCB, everybody was awesome. Like, felt so much more friendlier. So you didn't have really any issues.
No, it's the same way.
But okay, so I guess my last question is, which one do you like better? And you can be honest.
No, I like both.
You don't have one that you like more than the other?
Not really. The OCB was a lot better for the time being, I would say.
But you do still possibly want to do NPC?
I still possibly want to do NPC.
Unless you go pro.
Unless I go pro OCB, because then I'm wrecking shop.
Yeah, so in my experience, I liked OCB a lot better. I just liked pretty much everything better about it.
It's just the only thing that's hesitant to me is like, I've got out of the spirit of NPC only because I know people are on drugs. That's just
Yeah, that's not even just it for me. It's just like the experience I had. I mean, the whole experience wasn't bad, so don't get me wrong on that. But I definitely had a better experience with OCB, and I will continue to compete with OCB only, most likely. So I will put that right there.
I just hate having the self-conscious and knowing people could be on drugs, not on drugs, and everything like that. That's just not me. Because I'm not about to be, 280 pounds, 5'8" dude. And I'm just not happening. So
that would be Big Ramen.
Yeah, that's basically.
He weighs more than that, though.
Something, but yeah, I'm not about to be carrying no 250-pound, 5'8" guy. No, that just ain't me.
So James said he's pretty good with either one. He doesn't really have one that he likes better. I definitely like OCB a lot better. Just the whole experience was just way better in my opinion. And I will probably only compete OCB, but never say never. But that's just where I see myself. I felt like I actually belonged in the OCB community, unlike an NPC. So
big things ahead, man. Big things ahead. So y'all stay tuned for this.
Sorry, this was so long, but we wanted to make this video if anybody was curious about NPC versus OCB. So there you have it. I don't know how much more we'll record, but we'll see. So this is a custom domino set that I am working on. They're kind of dusty and they're almost finished. They have the name on the back, last name. Yeah, super cute. But if you guys want some custom dominoes, hit me up. You can hit me up on Instagram. You can leave a comment here and I'll get to you, whatever. But yeah, I've been really enjoying making these custom dominoes lately. And then if you want to...
Alright, and so to wrap up this video, what we decided to do is she's actually going to be in the off season and I'm actually going to be the one competing. So with that being said, we're still going to have we're still going to have our videos on the channel, but we're also going to add an extra video of me prepping. And so you guys, girls and guys, whatever, whoever, will see our channel, our live, up-to-date, life type channel video vibes. And then you also have my prep series in a way. So I'm going to be prepping for this next 8 weeks. So what we're going to try to do and what we will do is upload a video every single week for the next 8 weeks with our video.
It was pretty dirty.
I know.
But we're hoping to actually upload more than just once a week, but not consistent like that. But if we can, we're going to try to upload more than once a week. But I think that was it. Yeah, I'm going into an off season. I kind of hate it because I feel like I'm letting a lot of people down, but I just desperately need it. I've been on a calorie deficit since freaking January, so 6 months. I just need to build. So I'm pretty set on that. I just feel like I'm letting people down because a lot of people are telling me to still compete, but they just don't understand that I'm over being that low calorie. I had to push. Really had to push. So yeah.
And with that being said, subscribe, comment, and like this video. Turn your football,
Follow the journey.
Follow the journey for sure. Peace.